So hello guys and welcome to our grand finals. We are actually gonna get into it and it is time to see who is gonna be the best Zerg player, the best player here in the quarantine tournament number 2. Defending champion Nuks facing off the PH finest EnDerr. It really is a storybook ending right here right now, and it really is the expectations of many to come all the way to this matchup. So they did meet each other before here in the quarantine tournament number 2. So and EnDerr took that one 2-0 after some cheesy antics there from Nox. Not really panning out on the first game, and the second one, the aggression being mitigated very well by EnDerr to begin with. But we do have news for you, ladies and gentlemen. So we always have really welcomed anyone and everyone into the SCPH quarantine tournaments, including someone as strong as EnDerr to begin with. We don't want to separate people like that. We do want to support them if they do want to play into the local scene, as you always have to start somewhere, and everyone starts from local before moving in to the international scene. But with EnDerr, he feels like, of course, he wants to give back to the tournament, to the scene, and this is his condition apparently to us. So if he's the one who takes the victory here in our tournament, the prize that EnDerr should get will stay basically with us in a sense. It will go instead to the next quarantine tournament, to the first placer of that master bracket there. So it's very interesting. So it's gonna be basically a back deposit from EnDerr, in the quote-unquote. It's not really a back deposit in real life, but it really just gonna be, if EnDerr takes this one, the winner of the next quarantine tournament will get an additional 2,500 from EnDerr or from us. It's just basically, we'll see how we're gonna be fixing that one out. But EnDerr will not be taking that prize if he actually wins. But if he loses, well, that might be a different story, and it'll be very interesting to see with that criteria in place. Big shout outs to EnDerr for participating, just because he wants to really support the local scene. Of course, he has his own following, his own reach, and trying to bring everyone together and looking to teach people a few new things along the way, being able to play against some of his fellow high-ranked players. And even though he is truly the best that the PH has to offer, it will be such an amazing moment when someone is able to actually shut him down. And this might be it. Nux has been really on a tear. Even though EnDerr was able to take him down 2-0, overall Nux has had some really strong momentum throughout the past few months. And this is what the grand finals is all about. And this is going to be a ZVZ to remember. We already have our map pool, ladies and gentlemen, and soon it seems like we are going to be getting started with our first game. Zen LE to start things off. Golden Wall, Simulacrum, Nightshade, and Eternal Empire in this best of 5 winner. Gonna be taking home that 2.5k prize. Loser gonna be going over with the 1.1k instead. And even though that we have that condition there for EnDerr, we will be looking to see who will actually take this victory. Both of these players gonna be trying as hard as possible to take the crown of quarantine number 2. And it is time to get into the action, into the fray, and into the thick of things. We start things off with Tranquila, and it is Zen LE as our first map. So welcome, ladies and gentlemen, into the grand finals of our Masters Plus bracket. We go. This is the big one, ladies and gents. This is the last hurrah. Winner gonna be our champion. Loser gonna be our runner-up. But in the end, only one can truly be king in this ZVZ. Introducing first, our defending champion. On the bottom left side of Zen LE, this man has been on the tear on the region and the locals, and he has just torn apart the local brackets by storm. The lower bracket there was his domain, and it is Nux playing this blue Zerg. But his opponents, you could say he's the king of the region. You could say that he is the best that SEA has to offer. You can really say that he is above and beyond in the PH scene. Has always been representative, has always been the one to show up in terms of StarCraft, and was the gold medalist for the SEA Games, really raking in all that success. This guy has been in the local scene for quite a while. He's had to take a little break for some studies, but went back and really dove into it to bring us the representation and the championship in the SEA Games. This is your Red Zerg, EnDerr, playing on top right of Zen LE. So here we go, ladies and gentlemen, it's do or die time, and by that I mean this is the last song, this is the last hurrah, and this is gonna be the last chance at this. Still, we'll see who's actually gonna be the champion into this one, as double hatchery is now into play, and it is double hatchery first into this one. So, and they're getting a little bit of scouting, sees Nuks is playing standard, and he's like, okay, that's all I need to know. That's all I need to know. That Mr. Nuks is not gonna be attacking me very soon. I don't need to play defensively. I don't need to basically try and go for panic mode, and I can play a pretty standard game. But you can already tell as soon as it's natural, didn't really see any Zerglings to begin with that could have been assigned there. And Nuks will go for a straight lair, so this might be the 2 base Roach Ravager all in, get that reconstitution to be able to transition over to the other side as quick as can be. On the other side though, here for EnDerr, he's going for another hatchery. 3 bases right here, right now. So even though they started things off at the same way, the aggression gonna change on a different foot. And there you go, Roach Warren now into the field. EnDerr gonna be seeing that one and be like, okay, my opponent is gonna be going Roaches, but at the same time, this is gonna be some really strong scouting information, because that's immediately a lair. This might tell EnDerr that it is just going to be an all-in this scenario, all about getting the tech options up. One drone does go down as Zerglings start to run on by. And EnDerr will be given ample time to actually prepare for this, because Nuks will want to get some critical mass on those Roaches first and foremost. A little bit of gas as well won't hurt rather, in terms of getting those Ravagers in the first place. But we'll see right now, since it really is just only on 1 base with the 2 extractors, he's gonna need more gas if he wants more Ravagers. But hey, it's time to set things up, and into the Spire even we go. So this is a little bit of a bait and switch here for Nuks, making EnDerr think he's going to be focusing heavily onto those Roaches, and he decides to go for the triple Evo chamber wall. Gonna get the blockade on because more Zerglings coming the way. Good scouting there with the Overlords to begin with, and microing that macro right now. Nuks cannot panic, he needs to stay calm in the face of adversity, but EnDerr, okay, Jesus called. He's able to get the burst on, and it just doesn't happen. The plug just wasn't there in time, and even though it was a calm, cool approach there from Mr. Nuks, and they're just finding the opportunity, and the first victory goes over to our Red Zerg. There you go, guys. That's how sometimes the cookie crumbles. I like the planning there from Nuks, but that was just EnDerr looking for the killing blow immediately. He felt like he had to go for the aggression. He had to just really find a way to shut down any coming attacks there from Nuks before it even started, thinking that was the Roaches. And Nuks, honestly, with the hefty mind games, it was just like, I'm gonna go for the Spire, and it could have been something else, but it just didn't pan out at the tail end. Whew, what a decisive blow, honestly. That was an absolutely clutch kill there by EnDerr. He found the right angle to actually go on the attack with, and he found the right time to get that push on. And EnDerr right now with the 1 map advantage into this one, looking to make it through, looking to get on over to a potential victory. Our next map though, gonna be Golden Wall, and we are just gonna be quickly going through these games, as these 2 players know that these games can go very quick, and they want to keep up with their momentum. They want to keep up with their APM from the previous game, and Golden Wall right now coming our way. So last time we've seen Golden Wall, it was the Nuks show actually showing up on both sides of the wall against Mr. Bayagster. Beyond that, we'll see what these 2 have in store for us. So EnDerr, if I remember correctly, he actually banned out Golden Wall, so we'll see what kind of antics he has in store for us into map number 2. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and this is a best of 5 with EnDerr right now being up a map against Nuks. But introducing our players here on the western side of Golden Wall, we have the defending champion down 1, the Blue Zerg of Nuks. And in the meantime, on the right-hand side, the challenger you can pretty much consider as the one to beat in a scenario like this. It's the Red Zerg of EnDerr. It really is something when you have your champion being the underdog, but hey, it makes for a good storyline. And you know, you gotta get your professional wrestling, those scriptwriters, they gotta get their wages paid sometimes. As EnDerr right now, gonna go for a hatchery first, and Nuks with a hatchery first also, but on a very aggressive position. So he's expecting EnDerr to bring in the Zerglings and Banelings pretty early on, because that is what CVZ is all about sometimes. And in a situation like this, well, he can't really go for the pokes onto the other side, and will have to be directly confronting his opponent head on onto these ramps. But early on that game number 1, a Roach transition for Nuks. It's not even transition, it really was just the Roach plan to transition into Spire instead. And in a ZVZ, you gotta respect your opponent. If your opponent has Zerglings, you have to have your own Zerglings too. You have to find a way to really defend that one. And Nuks was able to react in time with the Evo Chambers, but just nothing in behind. And he looked for the stall, he looked to just wait it out just a little bit, but no, EnDerr found the plug and literally ripped it off. It was just a cork instead of an actual repair, and down went those bases. Anyway, Nuks right now gonna get scouted out here by EnDerr. The Overlord is just flying on around. It's like, hey, you're expanding here, and you're transitioning even. Quickly responding with 8 Zerglings and 2 Queens. EnDerr is going to be looking to punish this one, because Nuks right now is getting a better income than him in terms of that rich mineral field. It's a very, very efficient mineral field right now, even though there's 6 patches actually. It's really weird. It's really weird how this is positioned, because you do have 6 mineral patches, but you're only going to be needing those number of drones to begin with. The efficiency quota is something you should follow, sure, but at the same time, like, the map is a little different in terms of the distance from the drone, from the worker, to the primary structure. But hey, here comes a potential attack from EnDerr, and Nuks looking to defend this as much as possible, but EnDerr, he really wants to go for the punish. He knows that his opponent is playing on dangerous grounds, and onto the onslaught we go. Queen though is in position. Nuks gonna be slowly but surely looking to get everything back into the cascade. And that was just a little bit of the micro there from the drones, get them away from the middle field, just reset them just a little bit, and the Queen gets in the way enough to put the damage down, and this is Nuks actually beating back EnDerr, forcing him to retreat. So for Nuks right now, looking to get into the front line, looking to make sure that they are going to be having the battlegrounds that they're looking for, as this is Nuks looking to scout into the base as well, probably sacrificing all these earlies just to get the information. Notices it's Roaches into the fray, and EnDerr is playing a very, very aggressive build into this one, because he knows Nuks is so separated from his main base to his expansion. This is an opportunity here for EnDerr to really find his footing and find out his opponent before he can set on up and connect those bases to begin with. Also, a big thing to note, there is no natural right now here for Nuks, which means that there are only 2 hatcheries, so they're going to be pretty even in reinforcements, but the distance right now from EnDerr will be close enough to really pile on the pressure on that base. So I see the philosophy here for EnDerr. I see that he really wants to find a way to shut down whatever Nuks is up to on that rich middle field. But Nuks is doing an admirable job, really defending pretty well into this one. But hey, an opportunity for EnDerr to go for the run on in. And this main base looking very barren, because all those workers were all the way in the front line. Still, Nuks is the one to be wasting any minerals. He's not really going for any kind of static defense, but a beautiful surround right now. Nuks losing out those Roaches. That's a big hit, and EnDerr using that metabolic boost to such a good degree, getting the creep block on, getting the body blocking in position. Beyond that, EnDerr right now with a few more picks along the way. Now this is looking a little dicey here for Nuks. He can't really afford to come on out with the metabolic boost on the side of his opponents, because these Roaches are getting picked off for free. There is no way to escape with the Zerglings encircling you, the Roaches in behind, getting the DPS on as well. And right here, right now, EnDerr thinking of the idea, realizing the situation, and onto the main base we go. All the tech right now on EnDerr's side. We'll be keeping this one up, really hampering the opposition. And these Roaches gonna be going down. A few more Zerglings looking to get in position right here, right now. This main mineral line gonna get hampered as well. But hey, reinforcements have arrived. But surprise, on the other side, it's a 2-for-1 attack and a brawl on both fronts. And Nuks right now suffering against all this antics, against all this oppression. You can see how much aggression EnDerr wants to bring to the table. But this is going to be a potential cleanup right now onto this golden wall base. On the flip side though, the tech might get shut down there by EnDerr, so Nuks will have to respond. Still though a streamline of units, and Nuks right now gonna be looking to get the trade on back, looking to go for the fight as well. Catches out one of those queens and will be pushing forward. So apparently that egg cycle at the tail end gonna be keeping Nuks alive into this fight, but this is basically his last chance because he's so behind in that worker count. Looking to make a dent against the opposition as more of these drones gonna go down. There we go with the pull. We have a Roach trying to play bodyguard, but Nuks has to retreat, and 5 workers to 19 is not a good spot even if you have that rich mineral field. 6 minutes in, and Nuks pretty much crippled already. Still has a chance at this if he can get proper time and space to work around, but EnDerr looking to come up ahead, looking to build on even more. Nuks gonna try to go for this Ravager right now. Corrosive Vial gonna be a good way to deal with things in the first place, but here comes the Cascade on. A huge number of Zerglings out in the front yet again. And EnDerr using that mobility to run around the map as much as possible. More drones going down. 1 worker left here for Nuks. He does have the money. GG is called. EnDerr again punishing his opponent. Really finding these weaknesses, and that is the EnDerr playstyle that we are so familiar with. If you ever played against EnDerr, or if you have ever watched an EnDerr game, that is exactly what EnDerr is all about. He notices these situations. He notices when he can actually go for the punish, when he can go for the aggression, and vice versa. And he really has such a deep understanding of timings, a deep understanding of what is to come, and the repercussions of different positions along the way. So he will take map number 2, and Zen as well as Golden Wall right now taken by EnDerr. 1 map away from victory, 1 map away from getting the championship. But the real question right here, right now, is will Nuks be able to come on back and get things done? A reverse sweep is the only way for Nuks to actually get things going. And on Golden Wall, I like the ambition to actually get that golden base to begin with. If and only if that was Nuks able to defend that one and do something about that main base, potentially going for the wall on in or a little bit more of that creep could have been a good way to deal with things. It just didn't happen though. He didn't have the connection of the creep from his base to his other base. And with all the tech there, well, it really made him be vulnerable. He had to really defend that one. He had to make sure that that one was going to be okay. And they're finding the realization that with his metabolic boost, he can run on over to the other side. And with those earnings, well, that was just how potent he could be. Victory going over to EnDerr there on Golden Wall, but Simulacrum, it has to be a different story, or Nuks will be calling it quits here and now. Absolutely solid play so far in this CVC, and really these small little nuances are what allows EnDerr to take those victories. But apparently, it seems like we are gonna have a little bit of a miscommunication. It's Nightshade, our 3rd map of the session. Well, let's get it on, let's get it done. Seems like that's the order right there. This is gonna be the BO5 map number 3. We'll see who'll take that victory. So welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and Nightshade is the place to be. Here for map number 3, not Simulacrum apparently. Seems like it was swapped on over later on into our conversations. But right now, we have Nuks literally on the ropes. He can feel his fatigue, he can feel his tiredness, and he can just feel the pressure being exerted on his shoulders. But right now, he needs his fingers, he needs his hands as quick as can be. As on the bottom right side of Nightshade, it's the Red Zerg of Nuks. And his opponents on the top left, looking to command all that attention, looking to show that he is truly the king of the Philippines, and looking to just enjoy some time here with the rest of the community. It's our Blue Zerg, EnDerr. EnDerr of Liav Esports looking to just make another victory under his belt. 1 more win is all he needs right here, right now. And the real question is, can he get it done? Nightshade, though, gonna be a good map to play the aggressor, and that is what Nuks is immediately doing. Nuks knows this is a perfect map to do this. Nuks knows that this is the playstyle that has won him multiple instances in the region. And again, he just wants to execute against EnDerr along the way. Now, EnDerr is very expectant of this from Nuks, and he does want to see Nuks actually get it going with those earlings to begin with, because it does put both of these sides to the test. The hatchery right now gonna be under the rest. EnDerr in the meantime still not responding, and this just might be a sacrifice hatchery along the way because EnDerr did go for 3 hatch into this one. A lot of investment on those minerals, and in the meantime spawning pool is not ready whatsoever, and Nuks has realized this. Oh no, he doesn't. He's just gonna go for it blindly, putting up that spine crawler. EnDerr doesn't know it's coming, and this is really good for Nuks. Surprising EnDerr, gonna be a good way to deal a blow to the Zerg God in the PH scene. The Broodlord's not gonna go on down, and they're forced to go for the pull, hiding them onto the side. You can see that micro there. And just a concentration far from the drones getting damage that needs to be done. But here comes the spine crawler. It's time to go for the pokes. No one is going to be safe whatsoever. Zerg is going to be coming on out. And EnDerr will be forced to go for the pull. He's desperately trying to fend those Zerglings off so he can focus fire onto the spine crawlers right here, right now. EnDerr giving chase, losing out on mineral timing. Nuks looking coming out ahead right now. And this is just going to be all the pokes in the world. Nuks getting some good potency on, and they're still giving chase. And Nuks doesn't mind that this is happening because it's really buying a lot of time away. EnDerr is stuck on 5 minerals, losing workers right here, right now. And will this be a victory here for Nuks? Can he actually take it? He will lose the spine crawler though. And EnDerr able to defend yet again. Time has been bought, and time was on the side of EnDerr there. Able to get the queen on out, and right now a substantial force to try and mitigate this upcoming onslaught. Here we go though with a brawl, but at the same time it seems like it is EnDerr having to back on out. Nuks getting a few chews here and there, getting concentration fire, and this will allow our red Zerg to get in position. Seems like though our audio is muted unfortunately for a little bit, but hey, we are back in full production. That was such a clutch moment right there. The spine crawler going on and down. Sorry about the technical issue there, but it is what it is, and we are still back into the fold. Game is not over yet. Game has really just started because EnDerr surviving against all of that. And in an instance like this, Nuks has to make sure that everything is gonna be a-okay. Checking things out on our side. This metabolic boost gonna be coming online here for EnDerr. Whew, that was such a clutch moment though. Really coming on back to get that queen and just giving chase as much as possible. So close with no cigar. And right now, seeing that's with that Overlord, just looking to shut that down. It seems like things have slowed to a little bit of a crawl. Nuks with the lead, his 2 bases are up and running, and they're in the meantime just trying to get a few more larvae on the way. And he's just really giving it chase because Nuks is unrelenting right now. While Nuks does have the disadvantage in terms of that army, he will decide to play things out and wall himself in to protect himself for an upcoming fight. That was a very quick pull there, and it really was just those Zerglings making a big difference. Still though, here on Nightshade, there is still a gap in the way, and EnDerr can be able to infiltrate into that one. There is a small little hole there, highly unfortunate, but can Nuks still defend? That's the real question. Spine crawler gonna be a big deal into this one. No, GG is called, and EnDerr with the victory. Nightshade biting Nuks there, and that is gonna be our grand championship going in favor of EnDerr. Close. But unfortunately for Nuks, there is a hole there, and EnDerr is just easily gonna be walking into that one. Heartbreaking end though for Nuks. EnDerr is gonna be our grand champion, but the runner-up on Nuks' position, not bad whatsoever. GG, well played to both of our players, and that was a pretty solid showcase between the two of them. That's so close. That is so close. GG, well played. That was actually so close. It could have gone in Nuks' favor if he was just able to wall himself in, stem the tide of those Zerglings. That could have made all the difference in the world. But unfortunately, it didn't happen. Unfortunately, it didn't pan out that way. And that was a victory in favor of EnDerr. And he will take our series 3-0. Really goes to show though, just the experience and the pedigree of EnDerr still a little insurmountable in the scene. But hey, as he said before, he's going to be donating that prize pool back to invest into a future edition of the Quarantine Tournament. So don't fret about that. It really is our star player, honestly, looking to just look out for the future and just enjoy our time. That was so close. That was such an amazing brawl. But in the end, that was EnDerr's to win with an unfortunate oversight there from Mr. Nux. But here you go, guys. Here we do have our results. Zen LE, Golden Ball LE, Nightshade LE, all taken by EnDerr. So Black Room and Eternal Empire, no need to get played. But that was the show there, ladies and gentlemen. And before we do give some closing remarks, how about we hear a little bit from Mr. Mizzle? Hey Mizzle, what do you gotta say about what has happened over the weekend? It hasn't transpired and what has gone on in the quarantine tournaments.
It was I was really busy last week for work. I'm working from home, and then I really tried my best to come up with this another tournament we just did now, the second tournament for SCPH. And thank you again for AKG Games Philippines for sponsoring us, to Destroyer PH, Super Malls, Polka Dodge, and Bayagster. I really love what Bayagster did a while ago, and last last thing I can say is thank you so much to Ender for at least joining us, and you can tell that he really is supporting our community, right?
He's very passionate about it, guys. Like
Yeah,
honestly, okay, let's just be real. It's not his fault that he is just such the above and beyond the strongest player. That is not his fault.
correct.
That is a compliment. That is his pedigree, and it goes to show. Even he still wants to compete. He still wants to play with the commune, and in the end, he does understand where his position is, and he does
Correct.
want to give back in such a solid way. So kudos and congratulations to Mr. EnDerr for coming on in and just taking it by storm. Honestly, the expected result. Not gonna lie, guys, that is what we expected seeing that name. And many, of course, in the scene expects the same. But that was just such a strong showing from EnDerr, really tearing apart all those scoreboards to begin with, taking care of business against Saipem, Nux, Bayagster, as well as Nux again in the grand finals. A perfect record there for EnDerr, no one taking a mat off him, and honestly, that could have been it there from Nux. He could have gotten it, but just that hole in the wall. That is not a game show that Nux wants to play anytime soon.
Right.
Yeah, there you go. But thank you, Mizzle. Anyone you want to shout out else before we go?
Um, one last shout out is for my girlfriend because she doesn't really play. She actually gets mad at me whenever I play StarCraft in midnight. You understand that, right? So shout out to my girlfriend. I love you. Thank you for the support.
Okay, wow, what a guy dismissal. Sorry, gal. She's taken. He's taken. It's not gonna happen anytime soon. But big shout outs one more time to our sponsors. It has been a solid weekend, and this was a 4.5 hours, no, like almost 5 hours stream. But big shout outs to AKG Games for supporting our tournament, and it's gonna be a good way to just keep on with players coming in, having a better investment, having bigger money. And thank you to AK James for matching a prize pool and just making basically doubling it, making it a bigger and better experience for everyone. Shout out as well to our community sponsors, DLS Mizzle, who Mr. Mizzle just talked about, because that's him. Mizzle is an amazing graphic designer, and you can check out his portfolio, and you probably contact him at dlsmizzle.com. Shout out as well to Supermalls by Axter Paul and Destroyer PH for helping on out in the prize pool, as well as doing a few things along the way, some coaching, some marshalling, and the like. Has been a very effective community endeavor, and you have been tuned on in, guys, here at twitch.tv/DaksPH. And thank you guys for all your support, for hopping on in and enjoying your time here. It has been a StarCraft full weekend, that's for sure. It has only been StarCraft, and it has been a pretty amazing time so far. I think I've shot my voice, but it has been worthwhile because I love seeing the local scene play. I've seen so many different things from our players, and my heart goes out to Bayagster. My man Bayagster. This guy is redefining the meta one step at a time, and I can't wait to see more different antics from the Philippine scene. But hey, this has been the SCPH Quarantine Tournament. Congratulations to our champions, Mr. EnDerr, as well as the winner from our gold to diamond, which was Mr. Bain. So shoutouts to those two, David Bain and EnDerr. Shoutouts to our runners up as well, taking those prizes. And it is going to be us calling it a night. It has been an amazing time. and would love to hear what you guys have to say about everything that unfolded over the weekend, about the format, about the pricing, that kind of thing, and just how the rules set is. Of course, we are taking your feedback, we are taking and hearing what you guys are trying to say. And thank you guys for tuning on in. Thank you guys for coming. Thank you guys for enjoying your time here with some StarCraft PH action. It has been a pleasure and it has been a wild ride. This has been the SCPH Quarantine Tournament number 2, brought to you by AKG Games as well as StarCraft PH. This is me, Daks, signing off. If you want to support the stream, hit that follow. You can hit that subscribe as well. If you're gonna give me a little dollar on the side, you get those emotes and the like. And thank you guys for staying with me all throughout the day. Seems like it's about dinner time. Gonna be looking to get some supper on. And I'll see you guys in the next one. See you, and enjoy your night.